Okay, Kyle, so this one is for you. We're gonna watch your riding video on Gus, and I'm gonna do some pausing in it to talk. Now, first off, we'll stop right there. First off, I want you to do a little playing around with your stirrups. Western stirrups aren't as high as English. Yours look okay, but I'm thinking if you drop them another hole or maybe a set, you're going to be able to sit a little deeper. You should have a little bend in your knee, but not a lot, and you shouldn't be reaching for your stirrups. If you feel like you're reaching for them, they're way too long. But I think right now you can probably go down a hole or so, and that's going to help you sit a bit better. One other thing that I want to touch on, and this is just information, because you do switch up later in the video, is if you're riding a Western horse in a snaffle, you always go two-handed. You only go one-handed if you're riding in a shank. We could teach him to ride in a shank. It's not a big deal. He would probably be fine in it. And then you would ride one-handed. But when you're, and again, this is not a big deal. I know this was all for fun, but this is just for your knowledge. When you're riding in a class, if you start two-handed, you have to finish two-handed. You can't switch to one. So that's just Western information. I want you to think about your stirrups. And number two, I want to talk about it. I'll touch on it again a little bit later in the video. When you trot the second time, you go one-handed and you reach for the horn. And I want to talk about the horn some. The horn on the Western saddle it actually has a couple purposes, but it's not for holding on at the trot, which I know you know that, but it's not for holding on at the trot. It's for roping, ranch work, stuff like that. When you're running barrels, they hold the horn going around the barrels, but they don't hold on and pull up. They actually, if you're doing it correctly, you should push, and that helps you sit deeper and kind of drive your horse around the barrel. For your purposes and for learning, I want you not to think about the horn. I want you to try to think about you're riding on a couch. And when I see you, hopefully in a few weeks, we'll go over this a bit more, but I want to give you some stuff to put in your head. I want you to think about you're riding on a couch. Your legs do not hold you on. What keeps you on is your seat. So I want you to think about practicing just using your seat and think about what's riding behind you. Don't think about your hands. Don't think about holding that horn. And don't think about driving him with your heel. I want you to think more about riding with your seat. So relax, kind of let your hips kind of move with his hind end. It works best when you do this. If you do this at the walk, it's the best time to practice it. And when you do it, just kind of close your eyes, because that takes away everything in front of you. And if you close your eyes, you can feel his hind feet move. And just kind of, if he's stepping right, left, just kind of relax and let your hips kind of go with him. That'll help you sit a lot more solid in your seat. I don't want you to think about holding on with your legs. They're not for holding on. They're for balance and they're for aids, but they're not for holding on. That's your seat. When you do ask him to go forward, I want you to think seat first and then let that weight kind of travel down your leg into your heel. Most people like to kick or squeeze with their legs, and when that happens, they lean forward. That kind of gets them off balance. And when you kick or squeeze, obviously the horse goes faster, so you're off balance more, and you're going to kick and squeeze, or you're going to squeeze harder to hang on. And when you squeeze harder, you're asking the horse to move forward faster. So it's just a never endless cycle of you're off balance, you're uncomfortable, and the horse speeds up. So I'll talk about it a teeny bit later, but again, I want you to think about riding from your seat. When you ask him to go forward, ask with your seat first, and then kind of let your weight and your pressure work down your leg. Don't automatically go into your heel and kick or drive him. Sit with your seat, kind of push with your seat. You can kiss to him. Same as you're transitioning from the walk to the trot. The second, really think seat and work down your leg for that trot. When you feel him think about trotting, that's when you relax your leg. If he breaks into the walk, it's simple, just ask him again. But if you keep squeezing and kick him and drive him into that trot, he's a big strided boy anyways. It's going to be a big trot and you won't be able to sit it. It'll be super uncomfortable and you'll hang on more. So hope this makes sense. I want you to think about riding what's behind you, driving from your seat. I've talked with Chelsea a lot about this, so hopefully she can help you with that thought a little bit too. All right, so we'll move on. We'll watch you ride now. Relax your arms. I know you live with a hunter. You do not have to be stiff. The more you try, I'm going to pause you again so I can talk about hands. The more you attempt to keep your hands still and your arms stiff, the stiffer your body's going to be. Let your hands and your arms move. Let them kind of bounce. Your balance should come from your seat. I want you, a really good exercise to work on is when you're walking. Two things actually. One thing is practice putting your feet in and out of your stirrups. Take your feet out of your stirrups while you're walking, move them around without looking down, without stopping. Practice putting your feet back in. That makes you reach for your seat because you're not putting your weight in your stirrups. You're learning how to balance in your seat. So a whole bunch of that, when you get better at the trot, you can do that too. If it's hard with two, start with one. Take right foot out, move it around, put it back in. Really get into the habit of kind of swinging your legs from your hips. Make your legs really soft. Move them. The more you move them, the more comfortable you are with them. The more solid you'll be with your seat, and the more effective your legs will become, because you won't just be hanging on to the horse with them. You'll actually be using them when you need to. So practice kicking your feet out of your stirrups, moving your legs around, be it one leg at a time and then work up to both. Either way, start at the walk and then work up to the trot. The other thing I want you to do with that is work on just move your hands. I want you to give him a little more rein. You're trying to be quiet with your hands, still with your hands. The tighter you are with your reins, the more hollow he's going to be, and the stiffer you are with your hands and your arms, the more hollow he will be. So give him that rein. I've touched on the draw with Chelsea. She knows how to do it. I want you to learn that, and if you can practice it some, and then we'll again tune it up when I come up there. But if you learn how to draw, what you're basically doing is you're throwing the reins away. You're riding your horse's body. When you need to slow him down, you're not grabbing on the reins, because grabbing or pulling makes you lean forward. When you lean forward, you lose your balance, makes you hang on with your legs. The horse continues moving forward. What the draw does is you need to think about sitting in your seat and breathing and exhaling. And when you draw, you're just going to lift your rein and slide your hand down the reins like you're squeezing out a sponge. Again, Chelsea can show you that squeeze gets firmer and firmer until the horse slows down or stops, whatever you're asking for. The second that happens, let it go. If you're asking for a slowdown, you kind of draw, release. You're probably going to do it a couple times in a row or multiple times to get him to start holding it steady. So let's roll on. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so right there, see how you're wanting to brace on his mouth a little bit? And you're balancing on your stirrups. Again, the more I get you to stop thinking about your stirrups and ride from your seat, the more comfortable you're going to be. So we want to get you moving those legs, riding from your seat, not being stiff in your hands, not being stiff in your legs. All that hunter crap, throw it out the window. The more you move your body, the quieter your body will get. If you attempt to be stiff and still, you'll just get stiff and still. See how you kind of want to be, because, again, sorry, Chelsea, You live with a hunter. See how you want to be stiff in your shoulders and your arms? Relax them. Move your arms, move your elbows, relax your body. Right here, there, you hold on to the horn. Now what I want you to do, again, you're a man, you probably have stronger legs, whatever. He's pretty sensitive. Seat, kiss to him a little bit. I want him to break into that trot. I want him to give you like 6, 7, 8 strides before he actually trots. I want it to think about whispering to him. You're whispering that cue until he picks it up. We're not going to yell it and drive him into it hard and fast and be super uncomfortable. We're going to whisper and have him pick it up soft. The second he does think about it, I want you to relax. Relax your breathing. Exhaling really helps you sit deep in your seat. You can't exhale and be stiff. So when he starts to speed up, and hopefully you'll be more comfortable with a longer stirrup, and think about sitting on the couch and relaxing your legs. When he starts to speed up, instead of gripping and hanging on, exhale and breathe. Bring him back to you. Think about exhaling and slowing down his hind end. Because really holding on to that horn, all it does is make you bracy, make you stiff. And then you pull on him to slow him down, and he just gets stiffer and goes faster. So let's keep watching. See, holding that horn's not helping you. It's just a crutch. So I want you to learn how to draw. Chelsea can help you start that. And see right here, if you want to bring him down, instead of pulling, if you would have breathed and exhaled, he would have come right down. I'm going to repeat it super quick. We're going to watch it through without stopping. So we want a longer stirrup, more relaxed leg. You're thinking about sitting on the couch. You're breathing. Focus more on your breathing than anything else. Relax your hands, relax your arms. Think about riding what's behind you. You should feel his steps. Left, right. See, you're going to trot here. This is where you slow breathe. And right there, if you would have exhaled, he would have held it a little slower. But you're kind of holding on, bracing on your hands, and he's not going anywhere, but he's going faster because he's a big boy. There, you're balancing on your horn because you're hanging on with your legs again. There, you relaxed. Well, you pulled him down. I want you to sit, exhale, and him come back to your seat. Steering is fine. We can work more on that later. So we're going to go into this trot. I want to see you right here. Think about left, right, left, right. Drive with your seat. Just kiss to him quietly. Push him super duper quiet. So here would be our trot transition. Relax your arms. See, you want to get tense right before it happens because you know it's going to be rough. You know you're going to brace. You have to relax and breathe. Really relax and breathe. Relax your arms, relax your elbows, relax your shoulders, move your arms around. Right here when you want to stop, instead of pulling, I want you to think about sitting, exhaling, and breathing. Now, I want you to think about what I'm saying. If you have questions, give me a call or just ask me. You guys can text me, you know that. But think about what I'm saying, and hopefully this will set you up for when I see you in a few weeks, we can get you rolling. But play with that stirrup length. Think about riding from your seat. You're sitting on the couch. The whole comment, sitting on the couch, kind of means like when you sit on the couch in the evening and watch television, you don't sit up stiff and have your arms stiff and your legs stiff. You relax, you kind of slouch. I don't want you leaning back, slouching. I want you from your lower back to be pretty straight, but relaxed and breathing. Lower back down, I want you sitting on the couch, thinking about slouching, thinking about sitting deep and relaxed. Okay? All right, so hope all this helps, and let me know your thoughts, and we'll go from there. All righty, bye.